So, caring about what others think of you. This is a tricky question or a tricky statement because depending on what level you are in your life, and when I mean level, I'm using video games terms. I just played a lot of games. What I mean by that is age, because depending on what age you are in, kind of depends on how much you depend on others' approval or on how others see you. Because when you're in elementary school through high school, you kind of depend on your reputation a lot because that's when you have your friends and not so friendly friends and just enemies that see you every single day when you're at school. And when you're surrounded by them constantly and seeing the same people every single day, you kind of want to have a good reputation because, it's school. You want people to like you or you don't want to have that many enemies. But when you get out of school, you start realizing that stuff doesn't really matter. It's really about who you are as a person that really starts mattering. And then that's when you start developing your own kind of personality. So when you're out of high school, you start developing your own personality. You start getting accustomed to who you really are because you don't have people constantly judging you about who you are. But every once in a while, you'll have some people, me included, that still care about what other people think. So why is it that there's this constant need to care what others think about us? Not even the mean people in our lives, but even our closest friends. We really do care, even to the ends of the earth, we care about what they think. So why is that? Well, from our previous episode, the first episode to be more exact, we talked about how our parents are the ones who basically make us who we are. This goes back to our first episode about our parents and how they basically make us who we are today because we base ourselves off of what they taught us and so on and so forth. So what happens when one of those parents becomes absent in your life? What happens when they're not there, or they might not love you, or they might be abusive, or and any one of those things? And this counts with either parent, either the male or female, father or mother, doesn't matter, whichever one. So what happens when one of those is gone? Well, when one of them is gone, then we have this empty part in our heart or in our gut, in our soul, whatever you want to call it, that we need to refill. We need to fill back up with love that's been absent in our lives ever since birth or whatever age. So when we do that, we try to seek the approval of others, try to get approval of whatever actions we do because of the fact that one of our parental figures might not have been there. And this kind of all goes back to tying back to what I was saying before about how everything goes back to our parents. If one of our parents isn't there, then we're constantly trying to seek the love that we never got. And this is where I believe a lot of failed relationships and a lot of failed marriages occur because we're still trying to seek the love that we never got. So that kind of ties into why we need constant approval from others, because we're scared that we're going to lose those people. We're scared that we're never going to get those people back in our lives. So if we mess up on one little thing, that might upset everyone, and then we'll never get that love again. The problem with this, however, is that you're constantly trying to make sure that every single person around you is happy. Don't do that. If you do that, you're going to be unhappy yourself. Because if you're striving to continuously make every single person in your life happy, you will never be happy yourself. It's just going to be, you trying to be like, like for example, let's say you have a friend that wants to go out to the movies with you, and then you have a friend that you don't know so well, but wants to go out and get a few drinks and such. But you kind of want to reconnect with that friend, and you want to try to, there's so many different options weighing on each one. It's going to take you forever, or sometimes, for some people, this is going to be really easy. They're just going to say, well, it's just easier for me, just go with whatever you want. But it's a lot harder than that when you have been grown up with this mindset. And it's not easy. But say that happens to you. Say that you have that one friend and that friend. It might be difficult for you, but what you have to do in the end is make yourself happy first. if you don't make yourself happy first, you'll never be happy. And then people will start noticing that and respecting you more for that. And the more that you're more truthful to yourself, the more happy you will be for yourself. So that's my whole thing. So to tie all this up, essentially what I would say is find the middle ground. Try to find making yourself happy and trying to make others happy, because you can't just do one or the other, because then you're just going to seem like either an asshole by doing only what you want to do, or just be this kid that follows what everyone else wants to do, and that's it. So you got to find your middle ground. You have to go to others when they need you, but at the same time you need to do what you want to do so you can make yourself happy. I hope that was informative, and I never really told this in the other videos, but the entire reason why I'm doing these videos is because I want to help out people, and not a lot of people have help. They don't have psychiatrists or friends or family. They don't have a lot of people to talk to, so I wanted to try to reach out to people and tell them this is what you might need help with. And if you guys have any problems you would like me to talk about, or if you would like to talk about anything, you can send me a message. I'll do my best to respond. And yeah, I just hope that these are reaching out to people. So I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you next time.